Hi, welcome back to Good Job Mom. Today I'm going to talk to you about taking advantage of this time that we have in this quarantine and during the coronavirus. Now, I know some of y'all are like, girl, I don't have any extra time. I'm homeschooling my kids. I'm doing a bunch of stuff and I don't have the time to add anything to my plate. And if that is how you're feeling, that's cool, but just hear me out. Also, if you feel like you gotta check out and you're just not there, just hear me out. Like, let's have a talk. Okay, sis? Because listen, we make time for the things that are important to us. And I know that there's gotta be something important to you. And I'm not talking about binging our shows and eating our favorite snacks. I know that there's some important things outside of that as well. Over these weeks of being quarantined and going through the coronavirus, I've definitely felt, I don't know, like this thing in the back of my mind, like, Whitney, what are you getting done? You have mad goals. Are you getting any of them done in 2020? And I'm just like, whatever, I'm taking this week by week, like we'll see how it goes, and I know I need to start working on some of my goals, but I'm just like, I can always put it off another week. Okay, not true. So finally, I'm reading my Bible and I come across this verse that I've read several times before. And it always stands out to me. And it's like, oh, that's a good word, And then I read it recently. I think it was just a couple weeks ago. And I was like, ooh, it really hit me, okay? Because I realized, girl, that's you. And so it's Proverbs 10:5. Okay, so this translation I'm not super crazy about. I usually read NLT version or Common English Bible because I like it real basic and broken down for me. But anyway, don't judge me. So Proverbs 10:5, he who gathers crops in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps during harvest is a disgraceful son. Are you going to be wise or are you not going to be wise? We're always talking about how we need more time to get the things done that we want to accomplish, to get things done that have been on our list of things to do, and we never quite have the time, we never quite have the drive or the dedication. And so this is that time. This hit me and it was like, girl, are you wasting this time where you can achieve some of the goals that you wanted to get done? Or are you making excuses? Are you being wise? Or are you wasting time? What is it? And I know that I'm kind of getting my goals done, but there's some things on my list that I'm completely avoiding. Personally, for me, something that I want to take advantage of just being in quarantine and having kind of no distractions is getting my health on track. I have not always been grande. I was always a nice size. I looked real cute, okay? I was like a slim thick. And, I went through some really bad depression, really bad anxiety, and I ended up gaining over 100 pounds. And I have worked some of that off. And I even started CrossFit when I lived in Florida. I worked out 5 days a week. I mean, I was obsessed and loved it, and I still do, but I'm in Maryland now. I can't afford a CrossFit gym here, and so I know that I can do it because I was healthy, and I know that it's only myself holding me back. And also, I just want to say, it's not about your size at all. I just, say all this to say that it's on my mind because I'm not where I was. And my main goal though is not how big or small I am. I like being, a plus size. I'm okay with that. But I want to be healthy. You know what I mean? I want to feel good when I take my cover up off and I got my bathing suit on, and I want to be able to run around with my kids, and I don't want to feel exhausted after I climb up and down the stairs. And I didn't used to. I used to do CrossFit so often that like climbing up and down stairs and even carrying my child and groceries in like did not wind me, but I am winded now. Okay, so it is time for me to take it seriously. And when I read that Bible verse and I thought of what I had already been thinking about, which is, hey girl, are you accomplishing any of the goals that you set out to do? Are you getting on track with your health? No, my answer is no, but that is going to change today. That's going to change today. And so I want to encourage you, like, what do you have on your list to get done that you can get done during this time of quarantine? You know, some of our days are not duty free. You know, some of you are working way more than you worked before. Some of you are taking care of your kids way more, or just things have changed, and you know, our time is filling up in many different ways. But we do have more time. And so how are we spending that extra time? Are we bettering ourselves? Are we putting our goals off? Even if your goal is a simple goal, or if it's a complex goal, you may not accomplish it over this whole time of being home during the coronavirus, but you can start working on it. You can start making some progress. I want to challenge you to join me on 30 days of just attacking a goal of yours. Like I mentioned, mine is health. So, you know, having the goal of like experiencing a high quality of life because you're healthy. Maybe you want to pay down some debt. Maybe you want to clear up some clutter that's in your house. Throw some things out that you haven't used in a while. Maybe you want to learn a new skill, or you have some skills saved up in a bank because you know stuff. But you want to get better at it. Or maybe you want to focus on your relationships. I would suggest, you can pick a person in your life that you kind of just spend some more time, some FaceTime, some phone calls, checking in on that person. Also, maybe you have a business and you need to nail down a solid plan that you can execute so that you can start flourishing. When we set goals and we work towards them, it makes us feel good. And sometimes it's not so much about accomplishing the goal, it's about the process in between. Have we been able to stick to it? Have we been able to make a commitment to ourselves and follow through? I know that when we follow through, it builds up some type of confidence within us. I set this out, I did it, and I grew in that. The journey is so important because growth happens there. So go ahead, write down your goal. It can be career, finances, health, relationships, whatever it may be. Write that down. And then I want you to find a way to measure that goal. So how often are you going to work on it? How much of it are you going to get done? And then I want you to write down some actions that you're going to take. What steps can you take so that you can get that amount of work done in that amount of time? And then you're going to set a deadline. And so like I've already mentioned, 30 days, that's it. I'm going to commit myself to, 30 days of eating cleaner, eating healthier, and also getting back to exercising. So that'll be the deadline. In 30 days, I'm going to check back in like, okay, this is the answer. And I'm either going to have totally not done anything, or I'm going to follow through. Now, I want you to keep in mind that we need to set reasonable goals. Like, I'm not going to lose 100 pounds in 30 days. And I'm definitely not going to be able to run a marathon in 30 days. I did CrossFit for 4 years and I still could barely run a 5K. Make sure that your goals are reasonable.
Okay.
Something I do that really helps me, after I've set some goals, I write those action steps that I'm going to take to achieve the goals in a calendar. So what I've done is I've bought, where is it? Let me get it. So I actually did not buy this calendar. My husband bought it for me, and he's actually the one that suggested how to keep track of my goals. So I have this calendar and it's really cute. Let me show you. So you have some space next to the days in the calendar, and it's a really great way to keep track of how you spend your time. Because listen, we've got a lot of time, and the time is just blending together. And if we're not careful, we might just not do anything. Anything. So this is great because, and my husband recommended it to me. So, this was in January when, things were actually like we could actually go outside and do things. So, I wrote, Monday, I wrote what I did, how I spent my day. I would do on the next column was write tomorrow's goals. And so that next day, at the end of the day, I would write down everything that I did, and I would see like, hey, did I live up to the goals that I set? How did I spend my time? And I even wrote down like, hey, watched an hour of TV, didn't really eat healthy. I did all of that. And it's a way to keep yourself accountable. Grab yourself a calendar, throw your mask on, and your gloves, and get out there to the store. When you go get your groceries, pick up a calendar. It will help you be accountable of how you're spending your day. Listen, let's take advantage of this time that we have to work on ourselves. Let's come out of this quarantine better than when we entered it. Let me know what your goals are going to be. Let me know what you think, you're going to set for yourself. And let's do this. Like, let's hold each other accountable. At the end of the day, I just want you to feel encouraged. And I want us to help each other to be better. Okay? Like I mentioned, it's all about the process. It's all about who we are becoming. It's not about actually, reaching the finish. Okay, it is about reaching the finish line. Okay, it is. But there really is just purpose and beauty and so much fruit that can come out of the process of getting to the finish line. So let's do that together. Let's take advantage of this time, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.